Hello, hello, and hello. Have you ever looked for magic in ordinary moments? Those brilliant flickers of extraordinary things hiding in ordinary places? Well, we're here to help you catch and celebrate every moment of light.
And let me tell you, we're not just light catchers, we're illumination experts.
Welcome to Catching Light, our podcast where we find the extraordinary in the ordinary and shine light into the darkness.
You know those moments that pass by so fast we almost miss them? Not today.
Each month, we will be bringing you stories of wonderful people who didn't just see the light, they became blazing beacons of inspiration, hope, and unstoppable possibilities.
And today, get ready. We have Todd Laux with us, a story so brilliantly bright, it'll have you seeing your entire life in a mind-blowing new light.
Are you ready to get inspired?
Are you ready to shine?
Let's catch some light. Hi, I'm Crystal Officer. I'm the CEO of Beverly Farm Foundation, where we create loving and caring homes for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
I'm Taylor Justice. I'm the Chief Development Officer at Beverly Farm. At Beverly Farm, we have been a cornerstone of hope, care, and progress for adults with developmental disabilities and our community for over a century. Today, we're interviewing Todd Laux, the owner and lead trainer of Pride Fitness and founder of Kindly Savage. Welcome to our show, Todd.
Thank you. I'm super honored, and I feel like I'm like an imposter syndrome here with you guys with that incredible introduction. And you two, with what you do, being the biggest light catchers in this area and light shiners in the area for what they do out at Beverly Farm. So I feel like I'm kind of an imposter here, but I'm super honored to be on here. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Todd. We are truly blessed to be able to work with the people we serve and all of our staff. But Todd, you have been an excellent collaborator with Beverly Farm Foundation and are shining your own light brightly. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your company?
I will. So I own, as they said, I own Pride Fitness. It's a gym down in Wood River. I've had it for about 13 and a half years now. I won't bore you with too many details, but we started at my house back in 2010, 2011. Started in my garage just doing personal training, doing workouts in my yard, and then we moved 2.5 years. We did that. Then we moved to an old warehouse in Wood River. We were there about 7 years. And then about 3.5 years ago, I can't believe it's been that long, but 3.5 years ago, we purchased an amazing, it's a world-class facility now in Wood River. And, we just keep growing exponentially, and we just keep expanding and building new things. So it's been amazing.
I've been to the old gym and worked.
We miss you.
And it was a lot, but it was awesome. The new gym has been really great too, especially checking out the Kindly Savage and seeing some of our guys there. It's so fun.
It has been, and our facility is great. I'm incredibly blessed to have such a facility like that. And I get a lot of credit and props and kudos for what we do down there and how awesome a place it is. But we built such a strong community of people that come there that it's mind-blowing. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of the mascot of the place at this point. I'm the monkey in charge of the circus, and the people there are just incredibly amazing. That, we've started out with a great core of people, a goal-minded people, a lot of people, Christ-centered people, and it's just, just keep being blessed more and more every day.
Todd, that is wonderful. One of the things that I think is very valuable and speaks volumes about Pride Fitness is every time I meet a member of your gym, they just rave about it. They absolutely love it, and they encourage me to come. And it really seems like an inclusive community where everybody can thrive and work on their workout goals in a supportive environment.
Inclusive, that's a great word. It really is. And if you see, we'll have tonight we have one of our big circuit workouts. Tuesday night, we had 170 people at this one workout.
Wow.
100 doing one workout from 6 to 7 p.m., 170 people.
Wow.
I could have never fathomed it would turn into that when we were in my yard with 3 people, and it was cold or hot. But inclusive is like I said, that's a great word, because if you look at the demographics of people there, the age difference is like 15 to 73. The saying the ethnicity. Did I say that word right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm saying different colors and background, and even on the financial spectrum, it's just you'll see someone there, you're like, oh, that person's trying to lose 100 pounds. You'll see someone there who's trying to get ready for basic training in the military. You'll see someone who's getting ready for state wrestling tournament. It's just they're on every spectrum. We hit them all from the one end to the other. So it's just amazing. I'm blessed to have these people around me.
Yeah, it's a great facility. So Todd, last spring, you won our first ever Community Champion Award at Beverly Farm. Because
greatest honor of my life, by the way. I'm not even. I swear to you. So,
you have developed very meaningful program for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Why don't you tell our listeners about it?
Okay. First of all, when I got into fitness, it was like, fitness had been my passion since I was a little kid. I have a picture of me getting my first weight set at Christmas. I'm sitting with my shirt off, like getting my first, I was like 8 or 9 years old, and so I didn't realize that I could turn it into a career until I was about 39 years old. And so, which seemed kind of late in life. And I got into it, and, we've helped people break addictions. We've just break depression, get in the best shape of their lives, become better versions of themselves. But I still kept finding myself wanting I thought God had more for me. Do you know what I'm saying? And one time, this Justin Bonner, we nicknamed him the Beast Man. He has Down syndrome. He comes to his mom brings him to the gym with me, and I start training him, and he starts doing our circuit along with his mom, and we made some videos. And when high school, like those superstar college athletes, whenever they do a signing, like, oh, I'm going to Alabama University, and they put on the Alabama hat, they do all that. Well, I thought, you know what? He was graduating from Edwardsville High School. I was like, you know what? We're going to do something like that. So we printed up like official letter like they have, and we had a Pride Fitness hat sitting. And so we offered him like a job, a job there, and posted that, and it kind of went viral, at least locally viral. And that's when Beverly Farm contacted me like, hey, why don't you come out here? And little did I know, they pulled me in. Yeah, I got out there, and I'm like a lot of people. I didn't know the greatness of Beverly Farm, and I'm going to be brutally honest here. I thought it was where almost like a nursing home or somewhere, where just kind of people dumped off people they couldn't take care of. That's what I really thought. Yeah. Yeah. And you guys have done a great job actually changing that narrative. But so I went out there, and I don't know. I went into like one of the residential places on campus there, and they just, I'm not bragging, but they sort of flocked to me. Do you know what I'm saying? I was talking to him, I'm hugging them. They're just showing me their rooms, and I fell in love with the place. And at Beverly Farm, when I said, quit your job, you're coming in, I probably would have done it that day just because I was so enthralled by everything. And so,
note of that, right? I'm gonna try it.
It might be a little late now, but yeah. So I was just, and they asked me to be on a board out there, and even then, being on the board, I knew there's something more, and God had given me this ability to be a semi-decent trainer. And so, that's when before COVID, I was like, it was on my heart to start that workout, do it, as one of my goals, and what was that, 2020 or whatever it was. And COVID hit, a good excuse for me not to do this, because I didn't know what I was doing, and so I was, I'm not going to lie, I was scared. And then COVID got done. I kept making it a goal and not doing it. Finally, I don't remember when it was, a couple years ago, I said, I'm just doing this. This is going to be the day. Got a hold of you guys, got a hold of Tara. I said, we're doing it this date. And so it's been amazing ever since. So I just, and another thing I want to say is, we do a workout with him, but it's not about the fitness. You know what I'm saying? I noticed when Justin would come there, and one thing he does, part of his job, is when people come in, they sign this, they have to sign up on a board, and they write their name down, and they've paid for a little token to come in, and he has a little bucket, and he hands them the token. And like I said, we have an amazing group of people there, some of the best people in this area. And I would notice they'd come up and hand him a token, but no one would really talk to him. Not because they're mean people or don't want to talk to him. They just, and I was probably the same way before, they don't know how. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, and someone asked me, I kind of said something to someone once, and well, I don't know what to say. I go, start with this. Hi. And I just felt like out of 100 people, 2 or 3 would be, hey, how's it going? And most of them didn't. Not because, like I said, great people, just not aware, not fully knowing how. And so that's why I wanted to change that. I have a friend who, she has a podcast called Seeing the Unseen. And I feel like that was a great way to express it, is that some of these people are just kind of, people don't know what to say or do around them, you know, and you shouldn't. You should just, my thing is, I just treat them like one of my friends, like a normal person, you know, and you guys probably find that a lot.
Oh, definitely. I think that's a big part of what everybody at the farm does on a regular basis is, you know, the inclusion and making them feel like they're not different. You know, we are all the same, and that's what makes our community so special. And I feel very blessed and grateful to be a part of the Riverbend community, to where we have these different programs and businesses that support one another so greatly. And, you know, like Pride and you guys and Kindly Savage, you guys are making a world of difference in our guys, because one, they get amped up to go to these workouts
Yes.
and they have so much fun, but they're bringing it back home with them. I mean, they're changing their lifestyle.
Yeah, I've had a few of them come in, like I call him Grizzly. I didn't even know his first name, but came in and he like came back the next time. He's like, "Do you recognize me?" Like he had lost a bunch of weight and kind of started doing some activities and being more active. You know,
And healthcare outcomes are very important for all communities, whether you're disabled or not disabled. You know, having the opportunity to focus on fitness and what's important to and for your health. And Todd, you really brought that into the Beverly Farm Foundation beautifully. Thank you. And I do want to give a shout out to Tara Wagenblast, who really championed Kindly Savage.
He's talking about catching light and shining lights. That is Tara for sure. For sure. She has a tough job. And I want to tell little people that don't know, like Kindly Savage, we do this workout, and there's usually close to 25 residents from Beverly Farm that come, and then we get about close to 10 outside of Beverly Farm who've just heard of it, and you know, people are like, hey, can I, you know, my son has autism, can I bring him? And so what we do is we do a workout there, but workout is just that's 1/8 of what it's about. So we get about 100 to 150 people, like from the community, from the Pride Fitness community, who come there. And what we want to do is we want to treat all the participants, I call them superpowered athletes, with these people with superpowers. We want to just make them feel like rock stars, like celebrities. Like, you know, people go to a baseball game and they, you know, clap and cheer and go crazy over these Major League Baseball superstars or NBA or whatever, and those people, they hardly give a crap about it. But you know, these guys, when we bring in sign, everybody holds up sign, you know, and saying, "Go Jeff D," and you know, "You're strong." And, you know, and we make that little line where we announce them like the old Bulls theme, like play the Bulls theme song. I announce each one of them like they're getting ready to play the 7th game of the World Series, and you know, we announce their names, and everybody, they run down this tunnel of 150 people just cheering for them, and we always encourage pictures afterwards and autographs. Just, we want them to feel like, at least for one day, you know, feel like a celebrity, feel like a star. You know what I'm saying? I think that's been we could just do the announcements and that they would probably be happy and go home. But that is just such a magical moment at that event that I can't even describe it. And you know, our next one is January 18th. So, you know, anybody come out there. It doesn't cost. It's at 10:30 a.m. It's a Saturday morning. It doesn't cost you anything. All we want you to do is come there and clap. Sorry about that, Nick. Come there and clap and cheer. We'll have signs for them. There'll be we have a coffee truck showing up, you know, so if you want to get some gourmet coffee, we got Supplement Superstore's First Form showing up. So it's kind of like an event. So, you know, anybody wants to come out, like I said, doesn't cost you. Bring your kids. We want, you know, we love it when people bring their kids, because that's just some more awareness, you know what I'm saying? And showing them how to interact with people with, you know, special needs and disabilities.
Yeah, that's very important. We really do work with the best people. You know, as you said, Todd, you walked into the home and they just embraced you with so much joy. Yes. You know, it's really a great opportunity to be around, to be able to work with people who are so caring and so kind and so joyful and just bring light into every room they walk into. But Nick, one of our favorite places to go and sit down for coffee and a brunch or a meeting is the Post Commons.
Right.
And you have an exciting collaboration coming up. Do you want to tell us about it?
We do. Well, you know, Hugh Halter, who the owner of Post Commons, he's in this area because his son, you know, he brought his son to Beverly Farm and wanted to live close to where they were. Me and Hugh have been friends, I don't know, for several years. I don't even know how that friendship established. But they reached out to me, Idle Brewing, which is is inside of Post Commons that makes the coffee or whatever. They reached out to me and they wanted to do something with Pride Fitness and Idle Brewing and Post Commons to, coffee for, and all the proceeds going to Beverly Farm. I wanted to so I suggested the Kindly Savage thing. So we have our own flavor of coffee coming out. The bag is, I wish I should have brought a picture of the bag, because the bag, because our logo, which you can see right here and here, it's an amazing logo. And this bag, this coffee bag, is just Kelly Lee of Hype of Type. She designed it, and it's just an incredible bag. And so all the proceeds of the coffee that we sell, which it'll be online, it'll be at Post Commons, it'll be at Beverly Farm, it'll be at Pride that we sell, will go to Beverly Farm. And we want to raise money for you guys. But again, more about awareness. And one other thing let me say is, when I said, it always just thought Beverly Farm was a place where people just sort of dropped off, like they couldn't take care of them, dropped it. It's not. You guys have your own, it's a little city out there.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Can I tell everybody about it?
Yes.
Okay. So,
please do.
As Taylor mentioned earlier, Beverly Farm Foundation, we're over 125 years old, and we offer a variety of programmatic services to people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. We have a 222-acre main campus that is its own vibrant community. On our campus, we have an equestrian center where we have an equine therapist. We have a Special Olympics equestrian team. We have riding lessons, and we have camps and clinics for community members and for the youth. We also recently had a collaboration with the Boys and Girls Club, where students from the Boys and Girls Club came and rode.
I love that. I love that. Sort of intermixing them, and the kids finding out about, people with special needs and how the awareness and treatment and.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And horses are just good therapy for anybody. We have a resale shop, a coffee shop where community members drop off donated goods. And then we have a team of people who kind of clean them and price them, and we resell them back to the community on campus. We have an in-ground pool, a half basketball court, a camp building back at the back of the property. We have a softball field. So we have an activity staff. So we have different people on campus pretty much weekly to host activities on Friday nights. We do movie nights. There's always something fun going on at Beverly Farm Foundation. And then in addition to that, we have a community day program by the Godfrey Walmart, and we are doing amazing things there every single day. And that's where people go during the day to work on things that they want to work on, learning and growing in the areas that are important to them. And then we have our group homes, and we have our Sela homes. Our Sela homes are homes that are in the community, in neighborhoods like the ones that you and I live in. So it's really a beautiful place to live, work, and play.
It is, and I like what you guys are doing. You're like changing the narrative of what the place is, doing more, getting out in the community and PR marketing, if you will, and just showing people, hey, this is what we're really all about here. Mm-hmm. I love that.
Yeah, and to your point of not really, knowing what Beverly Farm was to the fullest potential. Living and growing up in the Alton, Godfrey area my whole life, I had a very similar perception. I had a general idea of what it was, but just would drive by on Humbert Road, just saw, the few buildings in front. Lo and behold, now that I've been there for 10 years and realize how huge it is, I love to invite people for a tour and give tours. It's one of my favorite parts of my job, because especially the folks that live closely to us, they're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea this was this large or back here.
220 acres, is that what you said? Yeah, it's not just like a little nursing home there. No. This is it's a community.
And it is really wonderful, especially with recently establishing some of our core values that we have really always had, but never just on paper officially, right? But collaboration is one of them. And so working closely with other partners, whenever Crystal mentioned our CDS program is off campus technically, but we have a wonderful collaboration with MCT. Mm-hmm. They're coming and supporting us by putting some of our group homes on their bus route to pick them up and take them to work.
Love
That's
that.
Amazing.
Love that.
And so we're just very blessed and grateful. And, the individuals that live there, if you see them out in the community, because they have jobs in the community also, by the way, not all of them, but some of them do. You might see them at Bluff City Grill or Sportsman's Club or a local golf course in the spring and summertime working. But they see you out, you are a celebrity. I remember walking into Walmart one day and a group home residents saw me from across the building and were like, Taylor! It was awesome. And my kids were like, what's going on? Why are they so excited to see you? Like, I'm awesome. Duh.
And like you said, their love is just genuine. They're such genuine people. They're not afraid to show their emotions and just hug you and tell you they love you and after the first time we did that Kindly Savage one, I did not sleep for 2 days going up to it because I just, I really know what I was doing. I had a plan and hoped it worked and hoped people would show up and cheer them on. And then it came in, it was just, everyone left. It was just me in the gym, and I just collapsed down and just cried because it was just so, you know what I'm saying? It's just their love and just their faces. Like, you've seen the video. We've made a lot of pretty cool videos of them running down there and just clapping hands with everybody. It's just, I love it, man.
Overwhelming feeling of love.
Yeah.
It is. And they love to be loved so much. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't take it for granted at all,
That's a very meaningful moment, Todd. I've had my share of meaningful moments with Beverly Farm as well. And, that's really one of the things that we want to highlight with this podcast is those moments that touch you so deeply and mean so much. And, working with people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, you're very blessed to get those frequently.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, another big moment for me during this is when you guys, first of all, you honored me with the Community Champion Award. Champion. So I went up there and I gave a speech, and it was kind of based around my mom, who's highly influential in my life. And I got up there and I started talking, and I was kind of choking up a little bit. I couldn't talk, and then they just start coming out of the audience. Remember, I was standing up in front of this podium, and they're just on the microphone, and they're just coming up and hugging me. And every time I would start to, here would come more of them just hugging me. And that's just, what? They saw someone distressed. They saw someone, I think they loved me. They saw someone they loved, and they come up and oh, he needs a hug. He needs some love. He needs some care. And they just come up and say, that was the epitome, and I'm glad we got that on video. That's just the epitome of them. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, talk about catching light and, reaching after it on some of the hardest days, which, at the end of the day, work can be work sometimes, and there's going to be challenging parts of everyone's jobs. And so maybe a meeting kind of goes to a way where you just leave and you're a little bit frustrated. I've had days where I walk out of the building, out of the front door, and go directly into one of the cottages and just see some of our guys.
Why you do it? Figure out why. That's why you do it.
I just I have to go see my girls or my buddies and just spend 30 minutes over there, if that's even all you need, and they just tell you how much they love you, and you're like, okay, I'm good. I can go back to doing what I was just doing about an hour ago, and doing it better, because there you go and catch that light, and it's them.
And sometimes, you think you have life hard, saying, oh, we have this, and my phone's going dead, this and that, you know what I'm saying? And these people, they everything in their life has been a setback. You know what I'm saying? And they can't have your typical normal life, but most of the time they're just happy anyway. You know what I'm saying? They're not worried about their phone going dead. They're just happy living in the moment and, living for small moments, That's the great thing about them,
Totally. I just had a call with a donor yesterday, and I have people tell me all the time, I don't think I can, do what you do and call and ask people for money. I'm like, first of all, I'm not asking for money for Taylor. I'm asking for money for support for the mission of Beverly Farm, for the almost 300 individuals that live there. But with this specific call yesterday, I was asking them, very direct questions as far as, what is the legacy that they want to leave? Why do they want to give? Yeah, sure, they may have a loved one that lives there, but what, go a little bit further. What's the next step? Why are you wanting to support so much? And then they're like, it's not for the recognition for myself. It's because I want to see Beverly Farm continue and to continue providing these amazing programs that wouldn't be there, for my loved one if it wasn't for the work that's being done. And so there's always just a bigger reason. Whenever we ask the why, I feel like there can be, just a little step further, but why to your why? and Crystal and I talked about that actual concept when we were developing, this run a show and this podcast breakdown. Like, why do we want to be the ones here talking today with people? Why do we want to be talking with Todd? Why do we want to be in front of the camera in the community? It's because we want to bring people, to a deeper meaning, bring people closer to catching that light that makes them happy.
Yeah. It's about inspiration. And Todd, you are very inspirational. And the work that's done at Beverly Farm every day is inspirational, as are our residents. It's really being reminded that there's always something positive around. You just have to look for it. For example, Taylor, I resonate with what you said about leaving the office and going to see the residents. There's one, I will pull up to see a resident quick because on those hard days, it's nice to be able to be reminded that we are mission driven and that there are people who do need our help and our support. And thanks to the help and support that they are given, they live thriving, beautiful lives. So I do want to take this opportunity to thank everybody that supported Beverly Farm Foundation, liking Facebook posts, donating, coming to events, volunteering, sitting on a board of directors, being kind to our residents in the community. Any way you've supported our mission, we are incredibly grateful.
Tremendously.
Hey, bring a donor. You talk to that donor, bring him to let him see, just give him one tour of the residential, and and it would change. Change a lot of that.
It definitely does. But whenever we can get those direct testimonials, especially getting, a resident in front of someone, sometimes that's all it takes. And they're like, what do you need? What can I do? Happy to help.
Todd, we are incredibly grateful for the very meaningful and positive light you have shined into the lives of the residents at Beverly Farm and into our company. Thank you so very much. Anything else you want to say? If not, we have a rapid fire round of questions for you.
No, I don't. I just, thanks for, just the opportunity. Like, people always thank me for what I've done with Kindly. Say, you're doing so much for these people and this and that. And like, no, they do way more for me than I do for them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I get so much out of it and just realize how blessed I am. I feel their love. It's just, I get, seriously, it's not a cliche. I get more out of it than they do. I really feel like that. And since starting this, my life has been better. And so we all know the more you give, the more you get. That's not why you do it, but it's so true,
No, definitely. And I'd be remiss if I didn't put a little plug in, but we are always looking for volunteers and have a lot of awesome stuff, as Crystal mentioned, pretty much happening on campus every week, that our guys would be honored and blessed and excited to see some of the Kindly Savage athletes as well that they work out with, or anybody else from the community. If anyone would like to come out to the farm, just give us a call.
And this is something I haven't said to you guys yet, since you threw me under the bus with the call. No, I'm just I'm like, my gym is just, it's group workouts right now, but we're on the process of demoing out, turning a portion of our gym into a membership area, like a small box gym around here. You have a swipe card, it's 24/7. And our hopes, and it's kind of my little mission statement of it, is my hopes is we can find Beverly Farm people will be able to come down 3 times a week, special hours, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. or something like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Free of charge, and come down and just I help them with the weight equipment. It's going to be like a regular gym with machines and things.
Very nice.
And so that's in my 2025 goals, and I always tell people, you got into the fitness business and it was about lifting weights, but now it's just about lifting people up, and so
that's wonderful.
Yeah, so I'm incredibly blessed. So you have to bless up, bless forward.
Amen. And congratulations, Todd. That's huge.
Yeah. Let me kind of tell one.
Go for
how
it.
Blessed I am, and how much giving back, so. I go to Mexico over Christmas I'm not married. I don't have any kids, so I just a couple days before Christmas I leave and come back a couple days after. And I wasn't going to go this year because we're doing that big project. I'd spent so much money, one, on the project, and two, just there was so much work to be done. I just felt like leaving was just an irresponsible decision. I met with a couple of my friends, Don Brown and Justin Brown, and just go. When you get back, we'll organize. Because there was so much. We had to tear out my old podcast studio. We had to tear out bathrooms. Just so much demolition work to be done. It's I'm going to go. If you guys promise when we get back, we'll organize this. So I went, came back. I'm driving to Pride. My first stop when I go out of town is go there before I go home just to check on things. I see these dumpsters in my parking lot. I'm like, why are there dumps? So long story short, my friends organized all these people from Pride, and they came out and did, and man, where's one of those guys for a hug? So they came in and they did all the demolition. They tore out they just stripped this whole thing bare while I was gone.
Wow, that's awesome.
So it is. That's why I say we have people give me kudos and things for the Kindly Savage and Private, but I have such an amazing group of people around me. Do you know what I'm saying? So,
well, thank your community as well for their love and support.
I got to give them that. I'm going to have to cut that little part out as a reel and show them like how grateful I am for it. Seriously. Rapid questions. What you got?
Rapid fire questions. Okay, let's go.
This timer up. I'm on the timer, Crystal, if you want to do the questions.
Okay. Well, there's a time limit?
Yeah, you get 3 seconds
for each one
to these questions. So think fast.
I'm going to ask you all the questions.
As Nick knows, I cannot talk about anything for 3
Speaking
seconds.
Speaking of Nick, before we do rapid fire questions, shout out to Nick Dart and Big Z Media.
Big Z
Thank
Media.
you. Thank you for hosting us and helping produce us. We are incredibly grateful.
I just don't know how to quit you, Nick.
I don't think you want to. Okay, so rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Are you ready? You have 3 seconds to answer each question, or Taylor's going to buzz you out. Let's go. What is the best advice you ever ignored?
Don't worry about what people. I ignored.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to lie. I saw her first question and said something about the morning, so I had that question ready.
Gotcha.
I cheated and it backfired on me.
Okay, so next question. If you could master any skill instantly, what would it be?
It would be playing an instrument.
Okay. Who's been your biggest inspiration?
2 people: my grandmother, who just passed away, and my mother. The biggest people. They're kindly savage. They're hard and tough and rough, but when it comes time to be, what I'm saying, like pick you up or pat you on the back, or you know what I'm saying, those 2 people.
We are sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
What's your favorite quote or mantra?
My favorite quote or mantra: eat lightning, crap thunder.
Okay. Dogs or cats?
Dogs. I have a one-eyed mutt named Knuckles, so I have to say dog. He's probably listening.
If you could travel to the past or the future, which one?
I would go to past, probably to like the old West days.
Morning person or night owl?
I am a morning person.
Beach or mountain?
Beach.
Go-to comfort food?
Ice cream, Blue Bunny, cookies and cream. You got to put it in the microwave for about 22 seconds, and it's perfect.
And what's one piece of advice you'd give your younger self?
My younger self, be better.
Do better.
And the first thing you had on there, the first thing you do in the morning, the first thing I do in the morning is I have music queued up, and I just have like a song picked out every morning, like, this is the song I want to start my day off with. And before I do anything, before my feet hit the floor, I play music, and that gets my day amped up and rolling.
Okay.
That's why I'm going to learn to play an instrument. So.
Okay, well, I bet that's much better than my alarm. I think it's on my nerves, y'all. It really does. Okay, well, that about concludes our podcast. Todd, do you have anything else you would like to share?
I don't. Again, you guys, thank you. I know you're having me on the show, but you guys are, like I said, you guys are the light catchers. You guys are the light shiners, if you will, that like the work that you're doing out there. And I love the podcast idea just because I want people to love Beverly Farm like I love it and see the good deeds that you guys do out there every day. Do you know what I'm saying? I do it like, once every month or so with the Kindly Savage thing, but you guys are in there doing the trench work and the real work. I just get to, like I said, run around acting like a clown for an hour when they come down, but you guys are doing the real work.
Thank you. We serve a good and faithful God, and He carries us every day.
Amen. Well, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much, Todd, for sharing your incredible story with us on Catching Light in our very first episode. This has been so much fun. Your story doesn't just illuminate, it electrifies our community.
So remember to always look to the light and that your brightest days are still ahead of you.
Keep sharing your stories and keep catching that light.
Until next time, this is Catching Light. Thank you.
Bye.